Yeah, we were probably around like 8 or 9 years old, and we both tried out for the same Team Ontario lacrosse team, and I didn't know who he was until, I guess, once we made the team. We kind of clicked since then, and I've kind of been on his team here and there throughout hockey or whatever, and yeah, last year in Sault Ste. Marie and with Team Canada there, and I guess in 2016 when we got drafted, it was kind of cool to know a face and be around someone you like, so it's been fun so far.
Once you got to become teammates when you were playing lacrosse, did you hang out at all after that, or was it strictly teammates when you were young?
I don't know. No, it was basically strictly teammates, but whenever we were together, I think we hung out pretty much the whole time, so I mean it was a easy bond from the start.
Yeah, how would you describe that relationship as you know, as teammates and kids when you were 8, 9, however 10 years old like that?
Definitely wasn't PG, that's for sure. I'm only kidding. No, it was just goofy. We always goofed around. I mean, it was just fun to be with each other.
Going through the hockey world together, you were both end up in the OHL, opponents for the first couple of years there. So what was it like to go against each other there for a couple of years in the OHL?
Yeah, it was, I guess we only played each other twice a year because our teams were so far, but I guess one year, I think we were playing them in the playoffs, and Bo had his cage on. He had an injury or something, and he was buzzing around out there, and he played really good. They almost stole 2 games at home, and yeah, he played really good, and I guess that's the only thing I really remember other than just joking around out there.
Is there something you remember from, at least from the opposing side of things in the OHL?
Well, I think it was just whenever we looked at each other, we always giggled, and I think that was the one funny thing.
Last year, like you said, in your last year in the OHL, your teammates in the Sioux, you got traded there. What was it like to become teammates? I mean, you played in World Juniors, but to be teammates for your final year and your last run in the OHL? Yeah,
that was really cool. Just know that this year I'd be playing with Boris, and I guess to be with him for the last, I think, 4 or 5 months there, and with also from Team Canada, I knew that's where I was going to be going, so it was kind of cool just to bond with him and get to know things about the team and things like that, and yeah, it was a good thing. We clicked well, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you were in Erie and then got the news that you were traded, and you kind of said you were at World Juniors, so it was still Team Canada, so you two were together. But when you hear the news that you're kind of had the sense it was going to happen, but you knew you were joining him on that team, what was the reaction there? Yeah, I was obviously very excited. Kind of just talking with my GM and figure out things like that, and I guess the inside scoop on his too, just to know what they were thinking of me and that they wanted me, and yeah, just to know where I was going, was kind of happy, and yeah, to be with Boris, just a familiar face, it made it a lot easier. And also at World Juniors last year, you guys win gold for Team Canada. That experience going through it together and just the whole experience, what was that like there last year?
I mean, it was super cool. We had, 4 Tampa Bay Lightning prospects, but now only 3. No, it was just a cool experience to share that memory, and I know it's going to last a long time, but no, it was just one thing that you always will have in your memory bank. And as you were going through all of this, and again, teammates and kind of friends as youngsters, you go to NHL Draft 2016, and you two get picked by the same team in the same round, second round there. So what was draft day like back a few years ago when you get picked by the Lightning, and then eventually find out that you both were picked by the Lightning? Yeah, I guess it's kind of nerve-wracking when you go through the process, and I guess we're all on Twitter and things like that. You look at rankings and where you'd be or where you think you'll go, and I guess once I saw Boris go, it was one of, I had a couple of buddies that were already picked too, so it was cool to see him go, and I honestly had no clue where I was going to be going, so I just kind of, once I heard it, I remember that Boris was picked there, so I knew just going into camps and things like that, it'd be a lot easier, and just to have that face, and just to have a friend there. And Boris, what was your reaction when you see that he gets picked not long after you, and it's with the Lightning as well? Yeah, well, first of all, I get bragging rights on him every time, so that's about it. But no, it's I mean, like I said about the World Juniors, it was a cool experience to cherish it with him, and I mean, just to have a buddy that's getting drafted the same round. I think we were just hanging out in the back, just talking it up. So it was such a cool experience to share with family and friends. And now you've obviously gone through a lot of this process together, development camp, and now your rookie season. So having a familiar face who you've been teammates with over the years and kind of grew up with, how has that helped you two here in making the transition to this point? I think it's made it pretty easy. We live with each other down in Syracuse. So no, it's fun times. I mean, we always try to have a giggle here and there. So I mean, it's just calm, cool, and collective, and nothing too serious.
Yeah, you guys are roommates, like you said, off the ice, and I'm sure that was a pretty easy decision to make because you know each other so well. But what's it like to be roommates and moving on here in year one?
Yeah, it's quite easy living with him. He actually knows how to cook, surprisingly, but makes a couple good meals here and there, and yeah, it's been good. He's easygoing, easy to hang out with, and yeah, it's been fun. And like I said, it's been an easy move for us.
How would you, Taylor? How would you describe Boris as a person or a roommate or whatever?
Very outgoing.
No, good.
Can be smart when he wants to be. We'll just keep it at that.
All right. And Boris, what about you? How would you describe Taylor?
I could say the same things. Very outgoing. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. No, I mean, we have pretty much the same characteristics, so that's why it just goes so well together. But other than that, I think it's just easy to hang out.